Hey guys, tonight I'm going to do a water change on my goldfish tank and also take down the algae that's grown on there on the glass. Also, I'm going to do a story time about my favorite goldfish that I own. So let's talk about it. Okay, so as you can see, I have a lot of green spot algae that has grown up on the glass here in my smaller goldfish tank. Yeah, and we've also got some diatom algae, the brown algae kind of growing as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this down and clean off the glass, do a water change. Let's look at my second tank, and with the fishy that's my favorite that I'm going to do a little story on here. It's Bomber slash Silver Fox slash Chub. Yeah, this tank has a lot of brown diatom algae growing in it. I'm going to scrape it down too and do a water change. Turn the lights down and do a proof of concept for you guys over a month to see, turning the lights down, how that affects the algae. Right now I have the lights on both of these tanks running pretty close to 12 hours a day just because these tanks are in my front room. I like to see my fish. These are my favorite fish. And so I have the lights on so that I can see them when I'm here. But I do think this algae is crazy out of control. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as I go through the water change process. I just want to kind of get it back so I don't have to clean it as much and so I can see my little babies more. Okay, so I'm going to start with the little tank. And what I do is I like to take a brush that really is, this is a random brush out of a pedicure set. And I've just designated it for cleaning with my fishies only. And what I like to do first, the brown diatom algae is the easiest to get off. So I like to go in there with the brush first and knock that off. Yeah, so I knock the brown diatom algae off first. It's so easy to get off, especially with a brush. It will save you a lot of elbow grease and getting all the algae off. And this brush is not very hard. So, whoops, I'm gonna flick all the water out here if I'm not careful with my arms. Now, if you really, really, really want to remove this the right way, you will not do it this way and just brush everything into the water. The best way to do it is actually go in with the paper towel, lots of paper towels on hand, and brush from the bottom up to the top and remove as much of this on the paper towel as you can and not let it get back into the water so it's floating around, and then we'll reattach. I don't mind it that much because it is really, like you're seeing, pretty easy to get off with a little scrub brush. I probably wouldn't use this scrub brush if I had acrylic tanks, but I have glass. And now you can see here the green spot algae is a lot harder to clean off than the brown diatoms. Come over here. You can see how the green spot just stays and then all the brown just so easily rubs off. I really don't want to be here all night scrubbing this, so I'm not going to do a perfect job. I'm just going to knock it down so I can kind of see my background. This is really grown. One of the things that encourages diatom algae to grow is silicates in the water. So I put sand in here And then I've done this kind of lazy job of just scrubbing it off and waiting for it to grow back, and then I'll scrub it off again. I'm gonna go get a razor blade so I can get the green spot algae off. And because I've gotten most of the brown off, I'll know exactly where to hit the green. And I won't be in there all day. And then we'll do the water change. Okay, so here's a quick shot of me getting the green spot algae with the razor. Again, I'm using a razor blade, but I would not use this or the brush on an acrylic tank. I would use some of the more specialized aquarium cleaners. Or what have you, because I wouldn't want to leave little scrapes in my acrylic. Okay, so we're back with a clear glass tank after clearing off all of the algae, green spot, and diatoms. But I still have some on the filter intake, and it's not perfectly clean. But this will still be good to prove my point. Less light will mean less algae, even if it's still in your system a little bit. But what I want to talk about now is this guy right here, Bomber. He was one of my first goldfish. I got him and Roberto at the same time. He quickly outgrew Roberto and just has really one of the cutest faces, I think. He was a lot lighter gray when I got him, and he always did have the saddle on his back with a darker brown, kind of bronze color. If we'll turn around, what you'll see is, my prediction is all of this brown and bronze, brown bronze is going to turn to a bright orange, and I think the gray scales on the side, the white has been creeping up from the bottom. So there's his little face. Look at that little face. Come on, buddy, turn around. Give everybody your little spot. Okay, there you go. See the bright orange spot? I think that bronze is going to turn into orange. It's going to be really cool when it does, because if everything else turns white, and that orange is on there, that's going to be awesome. That's my other oranda, Duncan, and Bomber is an oranda as well. You can see on his face where he was gray, that's starting to become yellow. So that's fun to watch, and it's definitely creeping up. And you can see on his tail here on the right hand side, his tail was always kind of turned up in that little curl from the day I got him. But I did not care because his face was so cute. And yeah, that's pretty much it for good old Bomber. He's got his chubby cheeks. Oh, one other little defect is you can see how his fins are very close up to his gills. Probably a little too close. But I just love this guy. He's grown so fast. He's so food aggressive. He will eat pretty much anything. And he's so big. He's just great. Watch him for a little while swimming around so you can start to love him as much as I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.